Problem 674. Simplify each expression in parts A through C below. Then complete part D. Letter A. We need to simplify x times y times the quantity of 1 over x plus 1 over 2y. So we're going to take this product of x, y, and we're going to look to just go ahead and distribute it through the quantity here. So we're going to multiply it times both of the terms inside of here. Well, remember, when you multiply fractions, you can think about this like it's a fraction. You do numerator times numerator and denominator times denominator. So as we do this, xy times 1 is going to give us xy over 1 times x would be x. Now we're still going to have, this is going to be plus, when we do the product xy times 1, again, we're going to end up with xy. And this time we are over 2y. Now as we look at each of our fractions that we have here, we do have common factors in the numerator and the denominator. So if we look at right here, we've got x over x, which is like a giant 1, right? They cancel out and it becomes like saying 1 and 1. So you really have 1 times y over 1, which is the same thing as y, plus. Over here, we've got our y's. This factor of y and this factor of y is the same thing, so they would end up giving us a value of 1 over 1. So we have x times 1 over 2 times 1, which is just going to be x over 2. So our simplified answer here is going to be y plus the fraction x over 2. Let's look at B. We have the product AB times the quantity of 2 over A plus 4a over b. Again, treat this like it's a fraction. We have ab times 2 is going to give us 2ab over 1 times a gives us a. So we've multiplied that first times the first part of the quantity, and now we've got to distribute the second part. So we're going to say plus AB times 4A is going to give us 4. When we do A times A, it's going to give us A squared. And then we're going to have our B over 1 times B gives us B. We got to look now to see if we can reduce down. We can't reduce, we can't cancel out factors across the addition sign here. It's just within each of the fractions. So you'll see here that we have an A and an A here. So that's like a giant 1 there. So really what we're left with is 2 times 1 times B over 1, which ends up being 2B, plus, here we've got a B and a B. So that becomes 1 here and 1 here. So 4 times A squared times 1 over 1, which leaves us with more or less 4A squared. That is our simplified expression here. Letter C. We have the product of 2x, and we're multiplying it times the quantity of 3 minus 1 over 2x. Again, we're distributing it through. So 2x times 3, it's the same thing as saying 6x. 2x times 1 is going to give us 2x. And then we have, remember, our 2x is over 1, so there'll be a 1 times 2x in the denominator. So we have 2x over 2x, which anything divided by itself is going to give us 1. So we're going to be left with 6x minus 1. So there is the answer for the third one, or letter C. Letter D, then, it asks, what expression would go in the box to make the equation true? So our equation, we'll do this one down here. We have this box, this unknown value, but when we multiply it times 2 over x plus 7 over y, we get 2y plus 7x. So what values would we have to have that would make this true? Now there's several approaches that you could end up taking there. If I look here, I think about, well, my denominator here is 1. So in my numerator, I'm going to have to end up having an x in order for my denominator to cancel out there. So I know right now, if I was just looking at this and trying to fill in the pieces, I know there has to be an x here, because x times 2 over x causes me to cancel out my x's there. But notice in my product here, I also have a y. So I'm going to have to include a y here. So I have x times y would be 2xy over x would then cancel out my x's, leaving me with 2y. And here if we do xy times 7, we're going to end up with 7xy over y, in which case our y's would end up canceling out, leaving us with 7x, and that's all that we need for our second one here. So then I think we've already figured out what has to go in the box. The box needs to contain the expression x, y. This is the value that needs to be in the box in order for it to be true for letter D. This is problem 6-74. If you have questions, make sure you ask your teacher. Hopefully this helped you with what you needed.